What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. We got some major news here, some threats against the United States, and some major news leading into what many people think is World War III. Take a look here, and if you appreciate these updates, thanks so much for hitting the like button for us, and if you haven't yet, subscribe down below. Here we go. Okay, first up, the Hezbollah leader, which is Iranian-backed and controls about 100,000 troops, vows to attack American troops in their first remarks since the Israeli Hamas Gaza war started. Vows to attack American troops. That's right. The Hezbollah chief says, quote, ready to face U.S. warships. The White House issues a stark warning. Israel Hamas war, a spokesperson for the White House National Security Council, says the United States does not want to see the conflict expand into Lebanon, as Hezbollah has 100,000 troops, and the U.S. has already been attacked at least 28 times in the Middle East. That's right. And in addition to this, Hezbollah praises Hamas's terror attack. That's right. And Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu has rejected the ceasefire after the Blinken meeting here. And this is, a lot of people are saying, well, there's not going to be a ceasefire. This is a little bit alarming. They won't even have a temporary ceasefire. And now Hezbollah probably going to be entering the war here at full speed. In addition to this, we also have Russia entering the war on behalf of Hamas, Hezbollah, and Iran. You can see here Russia's Wagner Group plans to send air defenses to Hezbollah. We have air defense systems coming from Russia, aka Vladimir Putin. They're saying on the Wagner Group so that they can slightly try to disguise this. But we all know it's coming from Vladimir Putin on behalf of the Wagner Group. We also have news here that they're going to be sending advanced missile systems. And again, we go back here to this, is that did Russia start this war to begin with by funding Hamas with either money and or all of their missiles to begin with to take the eye off the Ukraine war in the first place? The SA-22 system is also known as the Pantsir S-1, which is a truck-mounted surface-to-air missile, an anti-aircraft artillery weapon system made in Russia. So as you can see here, Vladimir Putin and Russia will be supplying weapons to Hamas, Iran, Hezbollah, and now it's out in the open. This literally confirms what a lot of people have been thinking from the beginning, that they've been helping them all along and maybe have been the driving force behind this. So you can start to see World War III coming to a head with multiple different countries all combining forces on one side versus the other. It's not just the Ukraine war, Russia war, NATO war, the US, NATO, Ukraine, the Axis, and the Allies, one side versus the other, as we started to see in the Ukraine, US, NATO versus Russia and Iran and maybe China and North Korea, which are all on one side. Now it's a second war as well with Israel, the United States, the United Kingdom, and the NATO countries that are backing Israel, and now this second front with Hamas, Iran, the Houthis, and all of the Middle Eastern countries that are now against Israel. We're seeing multiple different countries there. So you guys can let me know your thoughts on this, but now we have two major wars that are quickly becoming a major world war all in one. This also comes here as President Biden is set to meet with Chinese President Xi, as President Xi has recently reconfirmed their love with Russian President Vladimir Putin. So this is going to be, at best, a very, you know, not a very tension-filled meeting. And what do you think the U.S. is going to say when we have confirmed reports already of Russia sending air defense systems to Hezbollah, who is already attacking the United States? And when we go back to these reports here, that Hezbollah is going to be attacking American troops, and that Hezbollah chief says, quote, ready to face U.S. warships, and the White House issues major warnings. So Hezbollah says they're ready to fight the United States, and Russia is sending rocket missile systems to Hezbollah. So you literally can see here the shapings of a major world war, and Russia and the United States are almost one step away from attacking each other directly. They're literally supplying weapons to the forces that are attacking each other, just not attacking each other directly. Not quite yet. Not quite yet. Also, the House of Representatives has confirmed and passed a new $14.3 billion aid package. There's only $425 million in there for Ukraine, which is half of $1 billion. I'm not sure if this is going to pass all the way, if President Biden will veto it. President Biden said he would veto a standalone package. In this bill, House Republicans approved this bill, and Democrats did not largely like it. 196 Democrats voted against it, and 2 Republicans. So only 12 Democrats voted yes for it, largely because they think it's not enough. There's not enough aid for Ukraine in there. It's virtually almost, I mean, in the large scheme of things, that's almost nothing for Ukraine. And Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said that his chamber would not take up the deeply flawed proposal. So Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is saying that they won't even vote on it. He's not even going to vote on it unless something changes here. Instead, he's vowing to work with senators in both parties on a package that includes funding for Israel, Ukraine, and competition with the Chinese government and humanitarian aid for Gaza. The Biden administration has threatened to veto the House's legislation, arguing that in a statement that it's bad for Israel, for the Middle East region, and for our own national security. This goes again. You know, the Republicans have got to pass bills that will pass on a two-party basis. You know, we've already seen this a couple times. They're passing bills that will only pass their party, and it won't even pass the Senate, let alone the presidency. They got to pass bills that will pass both parties. They need 60 votes in the Senate, or else nothing will pass. So this is the problem. This is how our both Congress works here. And they got to know this ahead of time. or else nothing will get passed. And we'll see this. We haven't really got a lot of bills passed even in the last year. You need to get a little bit of bipartisanship to pass. Even if one party controls both houses, you got to get some bipartisanship from both parties to be able to pass stuff in the House, the Senate, and the presidency. So let me know your thoughts here. But we're getting major threats from Iran, Russia, and maybe even China. I will keep you up to date. If you haven't yet, subscribe down below. Don't forget to hit the like button. And let me know your thoughts here on World War III. If you haven't yet, click here to watch my video on a major nuclear attack warning. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.